Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you guys were here and you're watching us. Look who I've got here. I got my cat and I got Michelle and I have Adrian. That I've known everybody since we were 14, 15, 16. So just a little bit of time, not a huge long amount of time, but enough that we are showing it a little bit. So anyway, so and Kat,
I'll get that.
Kat's gonna grab the video because your cell phone, because she's just got it going right in the middle of my video. Yeah, it doesn't matter. She doesn't care. So anyway, so we are like going completely off the cuff with this. We've come up with a couple of ideas, but I've just got a ton of ingredients that you might not be able to see here, but that I am going to just had some Christmas ideas, some Christmas themed cocktails that kind of I wanted to play with a bit, but then these I think are just gonna pair really, really well. So a couple of the ones that I'm gonna play with are, we've done this fig one. We did the fig one before, but I really wanna make it kind of Christmassy, a little bit more of like a Christmas, winter, honey, ginger, fig kind of thing that I think is gonna be super good with that. And we might play with it and see whether we like the ginger or the bold a little bit better with that one. Then the other one that I did, this was one that actually Myra Trent sent me about, God, I think it was in 2017, so we're on year 3 of this one. And I'm gonna put my little bit of a spin on it. It's gonna be with our orange whiskey, little bit of orange juice, some cran pomegranate juice. I'm gonna try it with the cran pomegranate, but we might try it with just the pom juice. Put a few little pomegranate seeds in that, make it kind of festive for that. This is, I think, everybody's favorite. It's one that everybody looks forward to me doing, which is the white hot chocolate. We totally cheated today and did it with a Land O'Lakes one, but this weekend at the tasting room, I'm gonna make it homemade and I'll show you guys how I do that. And that's super good. And we're gonna put the mint whiskey with that one, I think. And then I think I had one more. Oh, I wanted to do an old fashioned, but with the, instead of using sugar or a simple syrup, I want to use this sweet heat maple. I want to do kind of a little bit of a warm, old-fashioned Santa Claus kind of inspired cocktail with that. So anyway, we'll get started. I'm going to start with the Figgy Pudding. So I hope you guys are enjoying this and that I'm excited to have everybody here. I got lots of tasters for us today.
Yes.
And we're going to get nice and cocktailed up, and then we're gonna order banchan. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, banchan's one of my absolute favorites. So with my girlfriends, we're gonna be doing that, but we're gonna start with this Figgy Pudding. So I'm gonna take, as you guys know, in these little tasting jars, the tasting jars, I usually just do 1 ounce of whiskey with this. And I wanted to do this with, Kat doesn't like the 1 ounce, but this is how you guys are gonna get it in the tasting room.
I have to do it.
I measure and I like to try and do it like I would in the tasting room. This one, I didn't bring any of my jiggers. I came so ill prepared. I do have my tasting jars. That's about it. Michelle had to provide everything else, or Kat and that. So, but I'm going to take 1 ounce of that honey whiskey. You guys, this one is super good, especially going into winter. Hot toddies, hot tea, great in coffee. Really, really good with the bold ginger ale. Any mules, anything that you want to do with this. This has that nice, bold, 90 proof taste. If you guys taste this, if you guys use this honey, do a shout out. Tell me how you guys are mixing it, what you mix it with. I would do this with cranberry juice.
Any bold juice, because that will not get lost.
Yeah, this doesn't get lost. This has got a nice, good flavor to it. So I've got that 1 ounce of the honey whiskey in it. And then I did the typical puree that I do with our preserves and our jams. I did this with a fig jam. I don't know where I did with the jar. I got it here somewhere. This is just one of these royal fig jams. I get this, I do know that they sell it at our Food Lion. They sell a fig jam. But if you guys are at Home Goods or TJ Maxx or any of those, you'll see them. The fig jam is everywhere. Michelle and I went to Home Goods and TJ Maxx last night. Fig jam everywhere. So this is super easy. And I just added enough boiling water. I think I have like this is 11 ounces, so 12 ounces, about 1.5 cups, and I think I put about a 1/2 cup of boiling water in this, maybe not even that much, but it just gets it to a nice consistency that it will blend. And I'm going to put just a couple of teaspoons in here, probably like 3, because I like that really bold fig taste to it. And I'm going to let Kat decide, do you think a ginger ale or the bold ginger in this. What do you think? Maybe the bold. Let's try
bold.
that bold with this. So this is that Canada Dry bold ginger ale. You could also make this like a fig mule and do your ginger beer with it. But I really think that this bold ginger ale is going to be plenty of flavor for that. I probably need to get a spoon out. Just going to make myself at home there, Michelle.
Okay.
Don't you worry. Got a little spoon here. I'll use this little one. And I'm just going to add this to the bold ginger ale. You want to be careful when you stir this once you have that fig in there, because you guys can see it's gonna bubble up with the preserves, the sugar of that, and the sugar of the whiskey, and then that bold ginger ale. It will bubble up, so be really, really careful when you add your a bold ginger ale, any of your carbonation that to this. So this isn't. And I think I'm gonna garnish with the lemon in this one. I think the lemon's gonna be nice with the honey.
Interesting. Interesting twist for you, I would say.
This is a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna make extra for them so we're not all sharing in that stuff, because we want to be conscious of who's sipping off of each other and that stuff. So I'm gonna sip first and then I'm gonna pass it to everybody. So, but I like that. I like that fig with it.
It is good. And you could even, if you wanted to spice it up more, switch out the honey for the brown sugar cinnamon with that fig would be really good.
The brown sugar, I didn't even think about that one. That one would have been really good.
But the honey gives it just that little bit of kick without.
A little sweet too with it too. Just a little bit of sweet with that.
I like it.
So that's the fig one. That is definitely going to be on this weekend, because I've got a ton of fig jam, and I just think it's a really, really good kind of Christmas themed cocktail with that one.
You also need to check like World Market for funky
preserves and that stuff. Any of those like Asian markets, anything like that. Somebody was telling me that locally down in South Boston that some of the donated the food for the school age children and that they are getting Asian pears, and that is one. I'm actually going to try and figure out where I can find these Asian pears, even if I have to bring them down. I think that a nice slice of that, or muddling that, or cooking that, or doing something like that, I think the Asian pear would just be outstanding in this. I would even do the fig Asian pear, fig pear one with that. I think would be really good, to do that. Great garnishes.
This
you guys
really
have
good,
those?
Actually.
Isn't that fig one good?
You would think would be really sweet with the fig.
Yeah, but not too sweet.
Not.
Not too sweet.
I'm going to have another sip.
All right. Kat's gonna finish it. So, so this one I'm gonna do. I want to do this maple syrup, the sweet heat old fashioned. I just think that this is gonna be really, really good with that little bit of kick and getting the bourbon and that stuff. So I think I missed what I did with
What do you need?
with the bourbon.
Which bourbon?
1842
is there.
Let's do it with the Springfield bourbon, Mick, if that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and start adding some of the others. Oh, shoot, she's got to open it. So I'm going to do a different cocktail first, and then we'll come back to this one. This one. Oh, sorry. Nope, she's quick. Michelle's an expert on opening Springfield bottles.
Just a little.
So this one is our bourbon. You guys, this one has done so well since we introduced this. We are well into our second barrel. I think we have less than 200 bottles left of that. And then it's going to be quite a bit of a pause with this one. But I'm going to take 1 ounce of this. In fact, I would probably go 1.5 ounces with this, just because I would really like a good kick of this one in there. And then you guys, we sell this sweet heat maple syrup. I think when you're going to add your sugar to an old fashioned, which is typical with that, I really like the simple syrups. I would do a brown sugar simple syrup, which I also have as an option if for some reason we didn't like this. But I think this sweet heat maple syrup is going to be pretty good. And I'm just going to put a little splurge in that one. Probably a teaspoon, I would say, probably, or 1/2 ounce would be a good amount with this one. And then I'm going to take a really good squeeze of the orange, because I think this orange is going to be really good in this one. And I'm going to actually put 2 of my wedges in there so I can get a nice, sorry, Nick, I'm using all your paper towels. And then I'm just going to add regular ginger ale to this one. So I have learned a trick that you want to do the bitters after you've added the carbonation, because I have done the carbonation after the bitters. The other thing is I found that if you chill your carbonation, it doesn't fizz as much. So if you do that a little bit chilled. So I've got the bourbon, the sweet heat maple syrup, good squeezes of orange in there, and then I'm going to put, I didn't put the bitters in yet. No, a couple shots of the bitters in there. And then I'm going to add just a maraschino cherry just for a little bit of sweet. I like that kind of almond aspect that the maraschino cherries give to that. And then I'm just gonna mix this up so I've got that nice maple sweet heat going. Again, be really careful when you're mixing this. So look at how pretty that is. That is like really Christmassy with that. You've got the cherry and the oranges and that color of the bourbon, a little bit of those bitters, and you're gonna get a nice kind of Christmassy texture to that. Wow, that is
So good.
that is this sweet heat maple, the boldness of the bourbon, and the God, this sweet heat with that bourbon, I just think is so good.
Oh, that is really good.
This is really good with the habanero, that pepper behind it.
The pepper
God.
and it. I think some
Don't
people
worry, I
are
got you coming for
scared
ya.
of a straight bourbon because I think it's too strong. But
I'm
with
gonna
that
make one for the
maple
girls to try really, really quick because I want them to be able to
Oh yeah.
to taste this too. So this is with the bourbon. You guys, you
Yeah.
can easily do this one with the 1842. If you don't have the straight bourbon, I think that the 1842 would be super good with this one. So I put 1 ounce of that, just making this real quick again. I put a splash of that sweet heat maple syrup in it. We're gonna put a good squeeze of the orange in there. Little shot of the cherry and a little bit of the cherry juice. Just for that. Little grenadine if you have it. And then I'm gonna top that with the regular ginger ale. Because I want you girls to be able to taste this.
You guys will like this.
Thank you, Kelly.
You're so welcome.
Cannot wait.
I make this for these girls because this one, I've got to say, this is worth a twofer. So you guys, just in this bourbon, maple sweet heat, a little bit of bitters. I think I missed the bitters in that one. And the ginger ale and just the maraschino cherry. And I will post this one because this one's really good. This is for you guys to try. It'd probably be better a little bit colder over the ice. If you guys want to add ice to that, I would definitely do that one.
Yeah.
So 2 up, 2 down.
Yep.
Okay.
Both very different.
So I'm going to pause really quick and do the hot chocolate. This is definitely a tasting room favorite. I made this nice and thick for us with this, but I want to give you guys how I make this, and I will be posting this recipe. I stole this off of the internet. I looked up I wanted to make a homemade hot chocolate. I really liked the white hot chocolate with just to give it so that the whiskey stood out a little bit more, which was my goal with that, is to kind of make the whiskey stand out with that. So we're gonna do this one with the mint whiskey, but I wanna tell you, these are the ingredients for this. It is 1 container of the sweetened condensed milk. It's a package of the classic white Ghirardelli. I've tried the knockoffs, don't go with the knockoffs. Spend the extra $1 or so and get the Ghirardelli white hot chocolate. Also really good if you want to do a chocolate, like a milk chocolate or that, you could use those. But I just think this white hot chocolate is just so good. So it's a package of these. I typically in a big crock pot would do the 22 ounce bag. I think this is the 11. I'd get the 22 ounce bag, put that in the bottom of the crock pot, add 1 can of this sweetened condensed milk. And then I like to do a half and half of the half and half or whipping cream and whole milk. And I just fill the crock pot. I have a 6-quart one. I'll put the actual measurements in that in there for you guys on the site. I promise you I'll copy and paste that one for it. But I just think that adds a nice richness to it. I've always done that with the kids making hot chocolate. Even if I'm using a package of hot chocolate, I put that in there. I put half boiling water, and then I always top it with milk or half and half just because I really like that really rich flavor to it. So with this one, we want to stick with the mint. I'm going to do a nice heavy, I'm going to do 1.5 ounces pour in this one because this is our coffee mug. I'm going to make you guys this one too so you guys can have a hot chocolate to taste. And we're putting 1.5 ounces in here. Kat would go definitely up to 2 ounces on this one because she likes heavier whiskey. By the way, just want to go on record that 4 years ago, Kathy didn't drink whiskey, but she has learned.
That makes many of us.
That makes many of us. The others that are around, including myself. Guilty.
And you have to remember, 4 years ago, we had 1 cocktail.
Yeah, we had 1 cocktail when we started. Ginger ale and
Scratch. Squeeze a lime.
Then we added it to mulled cider, and we thought we were really creative at that point.
The babies are come a long way.
So I'm just gonna fill this with this hot chocolate. We cheated. We got the white hot chocolate with Land O'Lakes, those little packets. If you guys haven't tried those, I think Sam's Clubs does a variety pack. Holy cow! I could go through hot chocolate with all of our whiskeys like crazy. If you guys get a Sam's Club Land O'Lakes one, gosh, tell me what you're mixing with it, and we'll try it. I'll get a package and we'll try it on Whiskey Wednesday, because the salted caramel with the brown sugar cinnamon, or the honey with the dark milk chocolate. I mean, I just think the possibilities are endless with this. And so then I'm gonna take, just because I really like making it really, if I'm gonna cheat, I wanna do a really good cheat with this one. And we're gonna, I did have, both whiskeys are in there. And then we're gonna put, let's put a couple of candy cane. You got two, sorry. And we're just gonna put a nice little quick, look at how pretty this is. Look at that hot chocolate. Look at how cute that is. That's the white hot chocolate. This is what you guys are gonna get at the tasting room this weekend. Nice white hot chocolate. A little of that, I could put a little cocoa powder sprinkle on that, but just with that little mint. Oh. That mint, the extra little half ounce is a must. If you make this at home, put the little bit of extra kick into it. You can also get those soft little candy canes, the little the soft ones you can put in it, and that will actually melt. So you can dissolve that if you want a little bit heavier a mint taste in that. That would be really fabulous in there. But that's the white hot chocolate. You cannot go wrong with this. Do the recipe. Make this for the family on Christmas morning. Get up, start that sucker. Or later after presents where you have a little after thing. You want to make this white hot chocolate. It is absolutely fabulous.
And I think if you stick with the white hot chocolate, then you can interchange a whole ton of flavors of whiskey in it without losing it.
So it doesn't have to be mixed.
You could do the bourbon. You could do the 1842. You could do the scratch whiskey. You could do the brown sugar cinnamon would be so good in this. Kat would like the blackberry, not necessarily a little sweet for me, but I like the mint in this. I think the mint.
Anything would go in the white.
And
Maple would be great.
And if you do the milk chocolate, do yourself a favor and add the orange whiskey. It tastes like one of those little smashed oranges that you get at Christmas, and you whack the orange and it opens up. That's what it tastes like. We tried that one on the menu last week, so that was really good.
It's
good? Okay, we're 3 in, 3 good.
This is sweet, but it's good.
Okay, so the last one I'm gonna do is this orange pomegranate one. I'm gonna let Michelle jump in here and try one.
Make me close it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you close it out. I'm gonna do this orange one just because this I think has such great, this is, everywhere I've looked on Pinterest, this Christmas punch is super, super popular. And I stole this from Myra, how she did it. And then I think the really good part about this is just kind of adding the different flavors to it. So with this one, I'm gonna do 1 ounce of the orange whiskey. I'm gonna take this cran pomegranate juice because I wanna mix these. I wanna do the cranberry and the pomegranate. You could just do, and this is, do you guys remember whiskey that we found at the distillery? She's got the perfect home. Can you believe it? Look at this. She's here. So that's whiskey for you guys that know it. Whiskey's here. She's joining me today. Little whiskey with the tasting. So then I'm gonna add. I'm gonna go about halfway up with this canned pomegranate juice. I just think that this is gonna have a great flavor with the orange. And then I'm gonna top this off with Sprite. Myra did this with ginger ale, but I really want to keep that orange flavor. And sometimes when you add it with the ginger ale, I think that orange gets a little bit lost. So I'm gonna keep this a little bit more like a spritzer type thing. The other thing I would do with this is add champagne. This would be a perfect mimosa. The orange whiskey, that cran pomegranate, and just a splash of champagne, a little slice of orange in it. Like that should be, Brenna, we're doing that Christmas morning. Just so you know, we're gonna have a little bit of a variety of our mimosas. But I'm gonna top this off with the Sprite. And then just for fun, because I want to just add, well, we're gonna taste it both ways. I wanna try it both ways first. Okay, Mick, you wanna try this too? Sure. Nice little squeeze of orange. Again, this is one that I would put just a couple, with that cran pomegranate, just to make it festive if you're gonna have people over. Put a couple of these little pomegranate seeds in there. They're gonna float at the bottom. You put this on the ice, those pomegranates gonna just kind of float with the ice, and that's gonna be so pretty. But do you see this nice little red with the pomegranate? You could float cranberries in this just for fun, but that orange slice I think keeps it super festive.
She always hits the mark.
Okay, I want you to try this one. This is crazy enough with the Sprite, adding it to it, the cran pomegranate juice is not super sweet.
No, it's not.
But when you add the Sprite, I think it keeps it, it cuts that tartness that you would have in a cran pomegranate. Is it too sweet for you?
No, it's not, because I'm not an overly sweet person.
No.
I like it.
Yeah. So this is a
Well,
really,
no.
she's not an I'd say she's probably one of the sweetest of the bunch. It probably goes Adrian, Michelle, me, definitely Kat last. So, as a fair warning.
Oh,
That would be the level of sweetness.
Wow.
But I just for fun, just for the color and that stuff, I'm going to add a splash of orange juice to this just to kind of see if the additional orange juice would just kind of give it an extra little flavor to it. I think it would, and I think it's going to cut the sweetness with this too. I mean, I really think that, I think I like this better, Mick. I think I like the splash of orange juice in it. You want to try that and give it a sit, Jay? See what you think?
Yeah, that's really good.
That's good
really
with the orange juice. I think that orange juice, the splash of the orange juice.
That's a brunch drink.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a brunch in the morning.
This is dangerous because you're going to go through these and not realize you've had that whiskey. But this is one I think you could totally substitute if you want a little bit more kick. You could do the 1842 in this one. I think Myra did the scratch corn whiskey because it was all we had at the time. But I think the honey would translate with this. I think the brown sugar cinnamon would do really well with this. I think that the definitely the orange. Orange is my favorite whiskey, you guys know. But I think you could do the bourbon or that too. So yeah, I like that one. Okay, so we're good. So far we have the figgy pudding. Kat's reminding me. I haven't had that much to drink, honestly. The figgy pudding with the fig jam preserves that we've broken down, the honey 90 whiskey, and just the bold ginger ale. That's going to be kind of our mule, a fig mule kind of thing with the figgy pudding on that, because of the nice bold flavor with that. The second one we did was the old fashioned, the maple habanero old fashioned. That's just got to have a sweet spice to it. We'll do something like come up with a good name for that one for this weekend. I'll make sure I do that by tomorrow. And it could be Santa's naughty list because it's got a little heat or spice to it and that stuff. That might be Santa's naughty list with that one. Or Secret Santa. Yeah, Secret Santa. Maybe we'll do that because, you know, it's that little bit of spice in it. And then the next one was the white hot chocolate. You guys, I'll be serving that this weekend, all weekend long. It's so fabulous. I'm going to do it with the mint whiskey. But no, if you guys come in and you want to try a different whiskey, 100% you guys can pick something different. And then this cran pomegranate. I just think that just screams Christmas winter cocktail with that. Got a couple more I was going to try. We'll do it off that and maybe just document some photos in that because I really wanted to do a berry cherry Christmas. I want to do that with the blackberry whiskey. We're gonna do this while we eat our bonchon. Some lemonade and the cherry Sprite. I think it's going to be just. Kat's ready for that one. She's a blackberry lemonade, blackberry sour kind of person. So she's going to do that one. But we're going to play with it a little, make sure that we have our 6 cocktails for this weekend. But I'm going to pass it over to Mick because she is a huge supporter of Scratch and with Springfield and that. And she makes her own cocktails. So I'm going to let you do it.
Thanks.
Come on over.
I do like my whiskey. I have an entire bar.
But
of
I'm going to
whiskey.
sit here and watch you so I can watch what you're doing and how you do it.
So you see, I can't do small glasses. I have to have full-size glasses. 'Cause
That's
just the way it
okay. I
goes.
mean,
Rock on, Michelle.
You can't. See, I see everybody says you must drink a lot. I don't drink a lot. I drink a little often. And so that's what I'm doing is all these like little cocktails and then they make a couple of big cocktails. But I'm doing it for all of you to make sure that you guys get really good cocktails on the weekend. So, okay, so Mick has done a tall glass of ice.
Right. And then I do a full shot of 2 ounces of the bourbon.
The 2 ounces.
So
I mean, that's
basically
what you do.
it's an Irish mule.
Yes.
That's my favorite in that sense.
Okay, so Mick, when you're just at home making your drinks, do you measure or just pour?
I just pour.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Me too.
So,
So when
It
you just
looks
pour,
right.
it's almost 50% of the glass,
there's a
by the way.
ice in there.
And this was a measured 2 ounce pour.
Don't judge her.
I'm just saying.
The glass
I mean, it
is
just
half
means
full.
they go
But there's
through
ice in
whiskey
there too,
faster.
okay?
Glass
I'm
is
just
half
saying.
full.
So,
These are
and then
optimistic.
I use diet ginger beer because you know
Yeah.
I just have to. I don't like quite the sweetness, And I like to watch the calories because then I can let this be my calories.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, on that 1842, 0 carbs. 0 carbs on the 1842, the scratch, or the bourbon. So if you're watching your carbs in that, you could easily just stop right here and you would have 0 carbs, the 1842 and the diet ginger beer.
So it's about 6 ounces of the ginger
Equal
beer.
parts of
Yeah.
1842 and ginger, 2 to 3. Oh, okay.
There you
Okay.
go. So, and then I use a spicy ginger beer bitter that I get from a place in Atlanta, 1821. Really, really good because it is spicy ginger beer.
So funny enough, when Michelle and I were down at Harris Teeter's, I'm dying to try this tonight when we're off tonight. This is a ginger bitters, so I'm super excited to try this in just like one of our regular old fashions, and I will definitely be offering this to you guys in the tasting room because I know I'll be able to get this. I come up here often enough, we can try these ginger beers. I'm dying to try that with that and see what that does with this.
Okay, so I use the spicy ginger beer bitters. I just put a little bit in.
And this 1821 is they do, oh, sorry, I'm
No,
interrupting you, but
Go.
this 1821, if you guys see it, they do all kinds of bitter syrups. This is like a syrup all in one. And these are handcrafted in Atlanta, Georgia. A good friend of ours, Julie, lives down there. She introduced us to this. But if you guys haven't tried these, they do sell it just about everywhere online. Highly recommend these. We've played with these a bit. These are fantastic. I'm hoping that we might be able to start doing these in the tasting room. I think that they would be a great addition to our whiskeys.
And then I just do a quarter of a lemon, or lime, rather. I know my green from my... And I'm going to grab a straw.
So she's got 2 ounces about of the 1842. She has she added the diet ginger beer, but you can use regular ginger beer if you're not. I don't like the diet drink, so I would do a regular ginger beer if I'm going to cheat on this. But until she added the bitters, which I'm sure is going to have this has got quite a bit of sugar in it, so that would kick you off of that if you were going to do that. Not so much with these bitters. If you guys use these, still 0 carbs. 0 carbs in the Angostura bitters in that. So just know that it's another percentage of alcohol, but you would add that, and then she did it with
I did a lime.
lime.
Perfect for a Friday night.
Yeah, see.
Do you only do that with the 1842? Have you tried to switch it up with flavors?
I have. I've done it with the... Let's see, I've done it with the brown sugar cinnamon.
Okay.
I did it with your sweet heat, when you had the sweet heat.
The 1842 bitters. Same bitters? Okay. Interesting.
I have not done the new bourbon.
Bourbon.
I have not done the bourbon with it yet.
No,
So
obviously,
primarily
it's
the
1842
1842 is what I use.
Yeah.
I mean, once you started that, that's pretty much. And because I drink a lot of just this on the rocks. I mean, that's
That 1842 is
that's
really
my
good.
That's my go-to on the rocks. That and the honey on the rocks.
Mamie does the, my mom, as everybody knows her, Mamie, she actually has created a new cocktail at the distillery for herself, which is my favorite whiskey. We didn't feature it tonight because I was a very good employee and I brought my boss a bottle of the maple and it stayed at the office, so it did not come home to back here for tasting. So Bill Raiders, if you're watching this, you're welcome. But that's been really good. She takes the maple, 1 shot of 1 ounce of the maple and 1 ounce of either the 1842 or the bourbon. That kind of gives it that kind of subtle maple-y, the sweetness of it, but then actually kicks it up with the whiskey and that stuff. So that is
sounds really
definitely
good.
one that I would do. So
Yeah.
anyway. All
Good?
good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. We will share this. I promise you that I've been really horrible about not posting recipes over the last 2 weeks. I promise you 100% tonight will be the ones from 2 weeks ago. I know, how rude. But I've got all of those. I'm going to add those. Tomorrow or Friday, I will add everything from last week. And then I promise you Saturday, I'll add everything from this week. And so I promise to get all
keep her on
caught up.
task.
So yes, so it's been a little crazy, so apologize for that. But if you guys are mixing this and doing anything and you guys have a suggestion that you guys want us to do on Whiskey Wednesday, oh my gosh, please send it to us. Other thing I just want to remind you guys is we are still shipping anywhere in the state of Virginia. So if you have a gift idea, I throw in a whole bunch of really great little add-ons, a shot glass and sometimes the mulling spices and that. So definitely if you're shipping to somebody, we can take care of that in the state of Virginia. And we hope you guys will keep watching and have a great week and that stuff. If you haven't finished decorating like me, we're going to be doing it this weekend. So hope you guys enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.
Cheers.